Critical Podcast, go fuck yourself.
Are you, or are you not, a narc?
Go fuck yourself.
William Costigan Jr.
Hey, where's your name?
We're not homosexuals, but we're willing to learn.
Your accent is ridiculous.
This guy here is dead.
We have some good ideas for the sequel to Shameless.
We do. The people from the MBTA have not returned my calls, though.
Lay by the bay? What do you say? Mayor Sullivan's office.
Go save a fucking kitten from a tree. Emotional damage.
We're leaving that all in.
Lenny Clark should play Winston. How long is this going to be? Alma's tit milk. R.I.P.
You're driving like a maniac.
This is Boston. Everybody drives like a maniac.
Your cousin, Pat and Rick.
Do you know that this is episode 46? This is when we hit our stride. We've been waiting for it.
Your audio's back to sounding like shit.
Stand by. I noticed you put out some things back there. The Middleton box.
Listen, there's right behind me is
an
assortment of Jamesons.
Look at the t-shirt.
I'm gonna jump in with the, hey, where can I get this type of merch?
It's all about product placement, okay?
Very good. All right.
A release over there in the corner. We're doing that right. You get the Irish flag. Come on.
I get it. It looks really good. Good job. All right. So I don't know. While we wait for Pat, welcome to episode 46 of the Two Critical Podcast. This is the episode where we hit our stride. This is our St. Paddy's Day Special. So Rob came up with the idea to have on two of our Italian friends, Mike Gallagher and Patrick Kennefic, to celebrate all things St. Patrick's Day. And we decided to give each other three movies that we had to pick out of a list of like 5 or 6. And we each have to pick 3, and then we have to take the plot of that movie and we have to Bostonize the film. So, Rob, what did we give you, and what did you guys end up taking?
So our 3 movies are Major League, Clerks, and The Breakfast Club.
Fantastic. Like a description, or like break them down and then turn them into a Boston-based film.
We've got some ideas that are but we tried to do them a little differently each time. We tried not to just use the same formula.
I get it. We
didn't just throw Casey Affleck as a side role in every movie.
A guy that falls asleep and then burns the house down. I get it. So we are definitely doing Die Hard and Ghostbusters. I don't know what our third is going to be. So I'll let it'll be ladies' choice. I'll have let Pat pick.
I was torn because I know what the options I gave you were. I kind of wanted to see you choose Groundhog Day. Yeah. Because I thought that could be really funny because you'd get a chance to do everything in the city. Like you could do duck tours. You could every day that Bill Murray wakes up. Every day Bill Murray wakes up, one of them can be the Freedom Trail. One can be a duck tour. He can go to Revere Beach. Yeah. The possibilities for that are endless because you have multiple days that you can have him wake up.
As long as Phil's still in it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Phil?
Phil? I was going to offer him Home Alone 2. And instead of Lost in New York, I was going to do Lost in Back Bay. But we used that as our example when we were talking. And then afterwards, I was like, well, fuck. that is perfect. I mean, the first movie I thought of was Die Hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys whether you're going to recast John McClane or leave it. I'm guessing Casey Affleck isn't going to play Hans Gruber. Nakatomi Plaza is probably more likely going to be something else. But I thought Die Hard, right, for some reason. Also, I know that New York people will lose their fucking mind if we take it from them.
The Groundhog Day for Boston is that's like a tourism bureau's like wet dream, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to Chinatown one day. Go to Hanover Street another day. I don't know why
nobody's bothered to do why don't they do that as a promo for like the state of Pennsylvania? Isn't that seems like a no-brainer to me. A guy keeps waking up and he keeps going to different places all around Pennsylvania. How many can that be?
I have the answer to that.
Because it's Pennsylvania?
Because it's Pennsylvania.
The Amish are there.
He goes on.
Let's go to Pittsburgh. Oh wait, no, nobody wants to go there.
He goes to Hershey Park 3 times in a row, and then he blows his brains out.
That's a good point.
He goes to Hershey Park 3 times in a row and kills himself.
Yeah, I mean,
the end.
Yeah, it's the poor man's. Not even Disneyland. It's
well, Sesame Place is right there as well.
It's like Canopy Lake, right? It's Canopy Lake style.
No, isn't there another big? I think there's a big amusement park.
I think there's a Six Flags, not too far from there, but there is a Sesame Place. So we brought our kids there when they were very little, before Caitlin was even born.
So it's a Sesame Street themed park.
It's like Disney, but with just puppets.
Is that Kenrick?
Yeah. Let's see what he's.
I'm running fucking late, dude. I had to stop at the packing. My wife's a fucking pain in my balls. It fucking sucks. I'm from Boston.
Be there soon, hopefully.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I gotta drive home after this.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to get started on yours?
Oh,
I mean, no, it's only 8:34. We're good for
wait?
now. We can do.
All right,
we
cool.
can noodle.
All right,
you want to cut a promo? Happy birthday, Carrie.
Oh yeah, that's right. St.
It's
Paddy's
Carrie's
Day
birthday.
is Carrie's birthday.
So his wife is the most Irish person I know. I won't get into details with the children's names because they're minors or whatever. Their children are all very Irishly named. Their dog's name is Finnegan.
Yeah. Goldfish is Declan.
I forgot. I did know, but I forgot until like 3 days ago that her birthday was St. Patrick's Day. Because I saw a card on my counter from my wife, and I'm like, who the fuck did you buy like a St. Patrick's Day themed birthday card for? He's like, Carrie. And I'm like, oh, because she's Irish? She's like, no, because her birthday is on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, are you shitting me? I think I called you. I think I texted you right away.
Right.
And I said, you'll never fucking guess when Gallagher's wife's birthday is.
Yeah.
Because I always say, you're the most Irish people I know.
So I may or may not have gotten into a little argument with her over this because I said to her today, because, Rob and Kirsten had said, hey, listen, what are we doing for Carrie's birthday? Let's go out, pick a day. I'm like, well, the weekend's wide open. So whatever works better, Friday night, Saturday night. So I called Carrie. I'm like, hey, just a heads up. We don't have anything in the calendar, but they're going to get back to me with what day works best for them. And then we'll go out, we'll celebrate, we'll have a good time. And I said, so I'm going to make corned beef and cabbage as I do every year for her because she loves it. And I said, do you want, so if they pick Friday, I'll do it on Saturday. If they pick Saturday, I'll do it on Friday. And I'm on the phone with her and she's like, well, what are you talking about? What about Thursday? I'm like, well, Thursday's St. Patrick's Day. So, she's like, yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah, it is, but it's also St. Patrick's Day and I'm going to be out drinking. So, I don't know what to tell you. And she's like, okay, yeah. So I'm like, so Friday or Saturday? She's like, Thursday.
So you're making corned beef and cabbage on Thursday.
So I'm making corned beef and cabbage on Thursday. I may or may not be inebriated.
Right.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
But, so I said to her, I'm like, listen, St. Patrick's Day was around a lot longer before you. Like, this isn't your day. Just because you happen to be born on it, it's a holiday.
Right. I disagree. I think it is her day. Just want the record to show.
Taking sides already.
Yeah.
How do you cook your corned beef and cabbage? Crock pot?
So we boil it.
Okay.
I'll put a couple pints of Guinness in it, fill it with water, cover it, boil it. And then I do carrots, potatoes,
cabbage.
And cabbage.
Okay. I'm a crock pot man.
Crock pot. Can't go wrong.
Set it and forget it.
That's right.
That's
Like
the way
Casey
Mimi
Affleck.
likes it.
Oh no, that was the other dumb show.
It's the only brisket I don't smoke, Tom.
What's that?
It's the only brisket I don't smoke.
Okay. Interesting. And Mike, where do you
It's
get
the same piece of meat.
Where do you get good roast beef?
We're around here.
Yeah.
So are you talking about like a cut of meat or are you like a roast beef sandwich like Kelly's?
No, like a cut, like when you're.
You go to tuck away.
Yeah. So, I don't have like from a butcher standpoint, I wouldn't buy a roast beef at a butcher. I wouldn't spend the money to up there.
Okay.
I could go to Hannaford. We go to Hannaford's for grocery store, supermarket standpoint. So I would just go there. Or sometimes like Costco or BJ's will have like a big one.
Okay.
Just shrink wrapped up, and then I've smoked it. I've got a rub that I do that Carrie really likes. And
start at the shoulders, work your way down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Rob, what are you doing on St. Paddy's Day? Going to Carrie's birthday party?
Yeah, no, I think
for corned beef and cabbage.
We're going to do that on the weekend. No, my wife always does the corned beef and cabbage too. Same thing. And I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't believe she does crock pot. I think she has before, but I think that it was a time issue. She had to just put it in and leave it. But I think most years she doesn't, like Mike was saying.
Maybe she's a Le Creuset gal. God bless you.
Well, what do you expect when you have a French woman cooking corned beef and cabbage, right? I mean,
is she French?
She's an O'Brien.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was French.
Why do you think I always win when there's an argument? She gives up.
Makes total sense. Perfect sense.
So I got into an argument with her today. Not an argument. A kerfuffle. Because we hired our realtor. We selected one. We met with a few of them, and then we decided to hire one for when we go to sell our house. Right. So, of course, immediately, there's a group chat with me, her, and the realtor. And I was apparently over the line with my joking around very quickly.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm getting it.
Hold up. How long have you known the realtor?
Huh?
How long have you known the realtor?
Since Saturday.
And there's 7 pages of scrolling of text messages.
Hey, this is a decent.
Oh my God.
So, when the day that we met,
your wife?
No,
a long time ago. Once upon a time, at 1621.
So I made a comment just because Kirsten kept saying, this, and I said, well, we have no idea what we're going to buy for our new house, and she goes, well, I'm sure every house she shows us is going to be a colonial. And I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true. She's like, well, what we're looking for, most of them but might be a cape, might be a gambrel, might be something modern.
Could be a salt box. I don't know.
So she sent us a link with all the houses with the requirements we're looking for, like what they sold for recently. Uh-huh. So I sent her a text with Kirsten on the text. And I said, Lydia, I'm wildly confused. I just clicked the email that you sent us on the collaboration center, and the first listing says it's a cape. I thought I was reassured that Nashua only offered colonials. Please help me understand this wild anomaly.
And that was taking it too far?
I'm not done yet.
Okay. Sorry.
So then she replied with a laughing face emoji, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I actually think the one that you're referring to on Ridge Road actually is a colonial. So I said, you're fired. So she said, oh, God. And then my wife did the eye roll emoji and the laughing emoji. And then I replied, sorry, I've been informed I'm not allowed to be a smartass anymore. All business from now on.
But seriously, you're fired.
She said the one on Ridge Road is interesting because it has a lot of antique style of the house. Probably not a match, but I set your search criteria for anything in Nashua over 500,000. This is going to be so much fun. I can handle it. And I said, okay, now she feels like a stick in the mud or a witch, so I'm going to go back to being myself. She thinks my texts are going to get annoying. I think it's like a free show. What do I know? Let's talk acreage and crown molding instead, I guess.
How many crown molding you got?
So she replies, oh, no, this is very entertaining. And I said, I thought we were in the trust tree. Okay, I'll stop. We actually wanted to go with a realtor who would sell us a house in 2027, but Jack insisted you instead. Jack's our dog, who very much liked her. So then she said, you can text me whenever, except for I go to bed at 8:30. And I said, Kirsten, am I supposed to not act like this till we sign papers with her or something? Is she going to back out? And then I replied, I won't text this much moving forward. I was just excited because my wife found a realtor she really likes. Personally, I don't see it, but we'll let her choose. And it goes on and on and on like that.
My God.
So Kirsten was like, "You're going to scare this woman away." I was like, "I'm either going to scare her away or it's going to prove that that's who I want to work with."
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
I agree. Yep.
We'll flush it out.
She said she's going to have fun. Just have fun with it.
Well, girls just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Denny.
Find a colonial. Where the fuck is Kenrick?
Classic Kenrick.
Oh, Pat.
Yeah, okay. I mean, in his defense, we were supposed to do this last night, but somebody forgot that Kevin Garnett was retiring.
No,
Tom sent me a text. He goes, "He's blowing me off for Kevin Garnett."
Listen, I've been to these before.
No, listen, you got two legends right here. We're living legends.
Clearly. But I find this retirement ceremony where hey, halftime, there goes the number, or we call it a night. I didn't know it was going to be a whole federal production.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't it usually before the game?
Yeah, I don't know. I know that when Bill Russell did his, it wasn't even a game. They just packed the place out and did it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What are you going to do?
I just got a text message.
I appreciate your patience.
Oh, no sweat. I just got a text message from one of the kids I went to elementary school with, and one of the nuns that we had in school just kicked the bucket.
Oh,
phenomenal! This lady was
the
biggest fucking cunt you could possibly imagine. You ready for this?
Hit me.
So this was let's see, when
June 17th, 1978.
So I mean, we had her in the 80s. So we graduated from 8th grade in 91, I think. So, and we had this lady like a bunch of times. We had her in 3rd grade, we had her in 6th grade, and I think we had her in 8th grade. So her name was Sister Anna Marie Edge. Okay.
Edge?
Yeah, Edge.
Like the wrestling?
Yep.
No, like a fucking knife blade.
Oh, and you know what's even better? She's Christian.
R.I.P. Razor Ramon.
Oh.
Scott Hall.
They die in threes. The greats die in threes.
That's right.
So this lady, way back when,
she didn't even fuck the students.
No, she was totally against that. So she didn't let us call it the bathroom. We had to call it the lavatory. She was the only fucking one in the whole school that did this.
Not a restroom. Had to be a lavatory.
Had to be a lavatory. And I remember, as a very young child, that she would talk about history, and she refused to call it history. Do you know why, fellas?
It's not herstory.
She would say to us, "Why do they call it history? Why don't they call it herstory?" So she called it social studies, despite the fact that we had a fucking history written right across the book, and in your report cards and stuff it said history.
So she was before her time.
Yep, and she was a dyke. She was a dyke, right?
Wait. I thought they were asexual.
No, pretty sure.
Hanrahan, your nun's a dyke.
A vagina. We had a vice principal at the school. We called her Mr. McLaughlin. She was like 6'6". And none of them wore the habits. They dressed like they were like the managers of like an Arby's or something. They all had fucking like super tight.
She had hands like Andre the Giant, and her Adam's apple was as big as her balls.
in these like heavy orthopedic shoes. They were terrible. She wanted to change the Pledge of Allegiance. Back in the 80s, she wanted to change the Pledge of Allegiance. Good fucking riddance.
Well, I mean, it sounds like she got a lot of what she wanted.
Oh, she was way ahead of her time. Believe me, we talk about that all the time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. What a bitch. Fuck you.
Speaking of what a bitch, where's Kenrick?
I don't know.
Your cousin, Pat Kenrick.
Now, did you grow up with him, Tom?
Did I grow up with Patrick Kenrick?
Yes.
No, I met him. Oh, what a story. I met him in 2003, I believe. We had the pleasure of working on a fabulous film called oh man, they changed titles a bunch of times when it went to DVD. Oh, the original title was called Holla at Me. It was phenomenal. So I did I provided all the weapons, blank firing guns and stuff like that, and all the fun stuff.
You work with weapons?
Yeah, they needed a SWAT team and a bunch of other things, police officer uniforms and shit like that. So this movie was about 3 guys, black guys, that were hitmen, and they frequently referred to like a legitimate code book. You know how you hear guys talk about like, oh, you broke the code, but it's like an unwritten
code of the road.
Yeah,
the code of silence.
Yeah, here he comes. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the highly anticipated, never impressive, Patrick Kenrick. Here we go. Welcome to the Two Critical Podcast. First time. See how this goes.
First time, long time.
We taking bets whether or not he's smoking a cigarette.
Hey, I'm on backwards. Why is it I feel like I'm watching someone that's getting
Hey,
ready
what's
to
up
make,
there?
He's ready to weaponize something to let off in like a Black Lives Matter parade right now.
Hey.
See his ammo press in the back.
What's happening, Pat?
This is the most Boston thing we're gonna see all day.
Oh, I like the Causeway picture.
What do you mean?
The greatest show never made.
This fucking guy. Every stereotype that I've joked is him. It's him. I mean,
me?
Yeah, you. I don't know him, obviously. Oh, by the way, do you have your Irish car bombs ready?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know we needed that.
Here we go.
Hang on.
Holding.
He's like, hold on, I fucking got it right here, dude.
Come on, kid.
This fucking guy.
Are you in your downstairs, Pat?
This is yeah.
All right, pan around. Show them the bar.
This is from the kid that's got Hurley sticks in the background. He's giving me shit.
Well, no, this is my house. He's giving you shit.
Look at his bar. That's his basement.
It's where he goes to get away from his mother-in-law when she's over bitching.
And everybody else. There you go.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, it is Irish Christmas.
It is. It absolutely is.
All right, Pat, you've never met Rob before, but you've seen him a bunch. So that's Rob, and that's Mike Gallagher in the Boston Irish shirt.
Yes. Okay. Right. How you doing, Mike? Now, I know Rob enough.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck, kid. I know Rob more than enough.
So there's 2 of us.
We doing this or what?
Yeah, here we go.
What are we doing? Hang on a second.
Carbo.
I'm not ready for this.
I just assumed he had one on the ready at all times.
Should I use Al Capone?
You get the whole set? The whole family?
I do. How about a little Machine Gun Kelly?
Perfect.
All right.
If you get a Whitey Bulger, that would be more appropriate.
Fuck Whitey, he's a fucking rat, dude. I'm glad he's dead.
That shot glass is at the bottom of the harbor. Where some guy from John Hancock goes every Thursday. All right.
Ready?
Okay.
Launch it.
One.
What are we, 25? Let's not do that again.
Look at Rob. Jesus Christ.
You all right?
First podcast.
Came right down my shin like fucking Kendrick's freshman year of college.
Like fresh Yingling, right in my shoes.
Oh,
Fresh Yingling.
No, when the shot glass came flying at me.
Hit you in the tooth?
No, I backed off for a second, and as soon as I did, I was done.
Oh, you must never back off. You must never hesitate. All right.
Yes.
Let's get this fucking thing started. This is
You got some balls with that background, Pimentel.
What do you mean? I'm implying things.
Yeah. What are you implying?
I don't know.
In production.
Right.
Right.
We're gonna have to talk to Lenny, dude, if he doesn't die in Colorado.
Yeah.
He's back here performing again at the Chuckle Bucket. Up on Route 1 in August. That'll be good Saturday night.
So, Tom, he's at Sky Meadow again, like in a couple weekends.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he going back there?
I have no idea.
Cash. Straight cash, homie.
I
You're
mean,
going to bump after the last experience.
Pat.
What
So Pat,
happened?
you saw the
What
video.
happened last time?
Rob is a member of a country club in
Ooh.
Nashua. Yeah, and
Pond in a pool?
Pool would be good for you.
So Lenny was doing stand up there with a couple of other people, and we went up.
Oh, the guy was heckling him.
Yeah, the guy Tony.
Why? Yeah, but why would Lenny not be allowed back?
No.
He was saying why would
gotta
Lenny
work
want to
it.
go back?
I mean, there was a guy who was passed out, and when I mean passed out, his head and arms were on the fucking table. That guy was passed out. That guy was passed out when the second comic came up on stage.
Yeah.
Who's that? Nick DiPaolo?
I wish.
Oh.
So they had one set and a half that guy was passed out for, and was passed out for Lenny's entire set.
Yeah.
But if Lenny comes back, he's going to spend the first 10 minutes talking about how last time he was up there, he just
What are we doing for those? Just like basically doing one scene?
Yeah, no, we'll cast them and then
Do you want us to do one first, and you can kind of get an idea of what we're doing?
Yeah, so you guys got
have you fellas done this before?
No,
but we're going. We talked about it for like 20 minutes before we got on here, so we kind of have an idea.
So they got Major League,
Major League
Club, yeah, Breakfast
That's a good
Club.
one.
What's the third one?
Clerks.
Okay.
You guys chose Clerks?
Yeah.
All right.
You want to go? What do you want to do first? You want to go Clerks first?
You guys do whatever.
All right, we'll do Clerks first. So we did these all differently. So we're not going to recast every movie with all Boston actors and make the whole thing Boston. So Clerks, we're leaving Dante and Randall in the primary characters the same. Now, some of the changes are going to be the setting. So it's still going to be a quick stop. But everyone that comes in, like it's going to be a regular thing they're asking when they changed it from a little peach.
Okay.
White-head pantry kid.
In the video store next door is going to be a West Coast Video. And when Randall wants to leave to go to another video store, he's going to Hollywood Video because those are all old New England video stores, of course. So I'll let Mike go over some of the recasting that we did. As far as settings, the hockey game is no longer played on the roof of the building. They go to the parking lot behind Kelly's Roast Beef for the hockey game.
Perfect.
Kelly's Roast Beef on Revere Beach forever, dude.
Okay.
And when they have to leave to go to a funeral, they go over to Doherty Funeral Home in Somerville.
Over on Broadway.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Also perfect.
So we I think that's all we did for location stuff.
Yeah.
The rest is, again, primary characters are going to stay the same. We'll have a ton of Boston assholes. Like, we're not going to recast Jay and Silent Bob for this. One of the movies, we recast the entire movie with all Boston people. We'll have a bunch of people that come in the store and just the regular customers. So I'll let Mike talk about who we recast for those people.
So, again, the premise of the thing is, here's Dante. I'm not supposed to be here today. And I'm working and all these fucking weird people come in. So for the milk guy, the gym guy comes in and Dante hands him the gallon of milk and he's like, "You just sighed? I didn't sigh. No, you sighed. You can't lift 5 pounds." Like, so we've recasted that character with Maki Mak.
Alan.
Okay.
Yeah, but
no brainer.
But he's gonna come in ready before that movie starts with his own fucking milk brand. By the way, it's gonna be like Muscle Milk or some shit.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah,
Maki,
it's all about product. It's all about product placement. It'll be Wahlburger milk.
Yeah.
Alma's tit milk. R.I.P.
From the scene that the kind of the butchy woman comes in and she's very put together and she talks and Dante asks her what she does for a living and she says that she manually masturbates caged animals for artificial insemination.
Yep.
That's going to be played by Uma Thurman.
Okay.
So we've any recasting we do is all Boston actors or actresses.
Right. Okay.
We're anytime we recast, we're only recasting with Boston people.
Okay.
So over on the video store side of things, you have Randall over there and he's doing his job and he's calling in, he's got to put in the order. So he's calling in and he says, chicks with dicks that put mine to shame. And then he's got a
Big
woman
black
comes
cocks
over
with
that-
pearly white cum.
Yeah, that one too. And then he's got the woman with the kid on her hip, and he's like, what are you looking for? And she's like, happy scrappy hero pup. He's like, yeah, throw a happy scrappy hero pup in there. That's going to be played by Amy Poehler.
Of course.
Okay.
Yep.
And then if you remember the nerdy
She
guy
grew
that
up
comes
2 blocks from here.
So you remember the nerdy guy who would go in and he'd count the eggs and he'd look at the dates on everything. He pulls them all out and the milks and all that stuff. And so we got that character being done by DJ Novak.
Okay. Yep.
So other than that, the only other way we're going to like Bostonize this movie is it's going to be little throwaway lines. So like when Randall wants to go to the other video store, it'll be shit like, I want to go get this video store sucks. I want to go to a good video store. And when he says like on our way over there, I want to stop and get a coffee. He's like, we have coffee here at the Quick Stop. He's like, fuck that, bro. I want to go to Dunkin's, like stuff like that.
Right.
But I mean, we talked about you could have Burr, Clark, all the Boston comedians could be different characters that come into that store. When they're having the conversation about Star Wars, which movie's better, stuff like that, you can have a Boston asshole walk in, just doing typical masshole stuff. We'll leave the Asian design major alone. We were going to recast Olaf, but we said we can't do that. We're going to leave Berserker alone the way it was. But we'll have Jay and Silent Bob talking shit to people, but we'll just, Massachusetts it up a little bit.
Hey, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot.
Compared to what they were doing.
You should have the Asian design major come into the Quick Stop, and he's been carjacked by the Sinayev brothers.
And then Marky Mark comes to catch him.
Jesus fucking Christ!
I bet this guy I
didn't think the Zarnievs.
I mean,
I never thought the Zarnievs were going to make it into the St. Patrick's Day episode of the podcast.
Oh, they're making it in. Well,
so
one of them is.
So that's our movie. That's how we Bostonize Clerks.
We're currently in
cast a bunch. We cast a bunch of Boston massholes. We throw in a Kelly's roast beef and a couple of other landmarks. And other than that, it's just again, we're trying to do all 3 of these in a very different way. That's how we did Clerks. We're going to leave the main cast alone, make minor changes, throw in some references, throw in some locations. That's it.
All right.
You got it. How long is this going to be?
Well, the first one was 90 minutes. This one's going to be 12.
Awesome.
If I know Tom.
No. But it's still the same thing, right? It's like, the Dante Hicks dinner in a movie. They're going to go over to the cinema in Revere, and then they hit the Squire. They'll do all kinds of different.
They come out, their car's been broken into.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
You knocked the casket over.
It's not my fault. They got cheap fucking wood.
All right, Pat, so we need a plot for our Boston version of Ghostbusters. And, of course, we need our 4 Ghostbusters. So I envision the Boston version of Ghostbusters. I mean, it's got to be Lenny Clark, Bill Burr. You need some sort of cocky.
Well, it's got to be basically Rescue Me.
Right. Oh, fuck. I'd put Dennis Leary in there instead of Jimmy Fallon. That would be way better.
Well, that's the great thing about Ghostbusters. You can't fake it.
Fallon's not even from here.
Fuck him. All right,
so Fallon's a fucking homo.
So the last good thing he did was mess up Donald Trump's hair. Lenny Clark should play Winston.
So Lenny Clark, Bill Burr, and
it's perfect.
And Dennis Leary. Who's your 4th?
Yeah, who's our 4th? we need a local guy from Boston.
Steven Tyler.
He keeps getting scared of ghosts and falling down and knocking his own teeth out.
With his jewelry.
Every time they go to a job, they're like, "Oh, hello," and they kiss his hand because they think he's a fucking old woman.
Oh Christ!
All right, so Ghostbusters in Boston, right?
Yes.
Where's it set and what's going on?
The stupid Charles Street firehouse. No, just the one they used to use in movies and Spencer for Hire and stuff.
That's the firehouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that
or blown away.
That was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man has to be at the Prudential, right? Has to be at the top of the Peru. That's where Gozer's place is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is your movie. I'm jumping in.
But who's the ghost?
Is it really, Rob?
Who's Gozer?
No, who's the ghost? Who's the big ghost like in Boston? Can it be Snape? Can it be Snape? Oh,
it's Babe Ruth, dude.
Yeah, come on.
That's the obvious one, right? So it's the Curse of the Bambino.
No. I mean, I think you could still do Stay Puft. I mean, you could still do Gozer.
Somebody see a ghost? They have to pour gallons of scotch in his mouth as he's climbing up the fucking State Street building.
Can you imagine though?
They throw whores at him to get him to stop.
Who's your Murray? Is it Bill Burr? Is he the Murray or is that Leary?
I mean, it's almost a three-way tie with those three wise asses.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have the same dynamic. You can change it. I'm just picturing one of them over at Harvard or MIT doing the Bill Murray bullshit with the psychic, like doing the cards and, electrocuting people.
So I would say that...
or maybe they're at, like, Endicott. And, like, when Ray does the whole thing about, like, you can forget about this school or this school, it'll be like, you can forget about Harvard or MIT. They're never going to call us now. Suffolk. When did you start doing science work at Suffolk? Before I fucking checked with Harvard.
Nights.
Last time I checked, they don't run nights at Harvard.
Dennis Leary would probably be the Murray role. Bill Burr would be Ray, I would say.
Aykroyd.
Yeah. You could get Lenny Clark to play like Spengler, and it would be funny. It would be funny if he came off like slightly intelligent. He just like rambled a bunch of shit off, but of course he didn't like Lenny Clark.
Yeah.
In that fucking voice.
Patrice O'Neill. R.I.P.
So,
I mean, that would be great.
I don't think Lenny's Winston anymore.
Patrice O'Neill is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Patrice O'Neill is Winston, but he's dead.
Oh,
he's the ghost.
He's the ghost. You bring it in with the afterlife.
Okay. In with the afterlife. Okay. I got it. And because he knows all about like checking your sugar levels and regulating your sugar levels and stuff, that's how they kill.
Hey, it was type 2. It was type 2. Leave him alone.
Donnie Wahlberg is the janitor at the firehouse. In the whole movie, he doesn't realize that he's talking to a ghost.
This is now the Sixth Sense.
This is
wait. Who's your Rick Moranis?
Oh boy.
Well,
that's going to be Stephen Wright.
Have to be the woman.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, if Jenny McCarthy,
if Donnie's the janitor,
that could be your Moranis. Instead of being the accountant, he's the janitor.
Stephen Wright should be the mayor.
Stephen Wright.
Actually, that's good.
Because
Jenny McCarthy can be Janine.
Yeah.
And she can make fun of her fat cousin from the third movie.
Instead of Janine Melnitz, it's Janine Big Tits.
I got all the chrome off this hitch for you.
With the landing strip.
Yeah, she works at the Foxy Lady on the weekends.
That's pretty good. Who would be, what's his name? Dickless.
Peck? Richard Peck?
Yeah. Walter Peck.
Walter Peck, yeah.
You gotta have somebody really boring with Massachusetts roots.
So you going are we doing rock, paper, scissors? Me or you?
John Henry.
Dr. Creepy?
Yeah. Milk Toast Man.
These men don't have a permit to be for ghostbusting in the city.
I mean, the concerts are too loud. The last thing they need is a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with diabetes running around.
It's a close tie between John Henry and James Taylor.
So then who's the mayor?
Type.
Who's Lenny? Lenny.
Oh, Lenny. You may have saved the lives of millions of registered voters.
Almost 50% of us voted for you in the last election.
Last night, I had a conversation with Theodore LaGuardia, and he's been dead for 16 years.
I love how him and the Cardinal talked to him like, "Hey, Lenny, what's up, Mike?"
Yeah.
Your Eminence. So who's your Lenny? Who's your mayor? See, that would have been a good role for Lenny Clark if he wasn't one of the mains. If he wasn't one of the main characters, that would have been perfect for him.
Because he could come across in this like fucking Lloyd Bridges in Hot Shots.
Or Lloyd Bridges and Blown Away.
What about Louis C.K.?
Oh, Louis C.K. That's not bad.
Louis C.K. could have been a Ghostbuster too. Fuck.
Yeah.
And they never actually leave the firehouse because the four of them just fucking argue with each other. That would be the whole premise of the movie.
They never actually answer the calls.
Yeah. No. The bell just goes off and off and off.
They send Louis in by himself. They close the door. He starts jerking off. The fucking ghost leaves.
Yeah. Well, except when he realizes nobody's watching him.
Right.
Then he stops.
Yeah.
Well, because he can't get up.
Right. Who can? In that situation.
My God.
All right. I think that's Ghostbusters. What do you got?
I like it. I'll let Mike take the lead on this one because a lot of these. I mean, he ran with this, so I'll let him go ahead.
So we didn't really. So I mean, from the movie's great, right? Like I mean, all these movies are great. So we didn't really try to screw with the plot. For this one here, instead of just the cameos, we wanted to recast like the main actors. Okay, and so Claire, who was played by Molly Ringwald.
Claire's a fat girl's name.
It is, and she is, and we're recasting that with Bridget Moynihan.
In all of these, we couldn't get the ages to line up right, so we're just saying like these actors
in their time.
We'll put
everybody's getting de-aged.
Right.
Yes.
We're getting Helen Mirren back in this. She's just going to de-age it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we put Bridget Moynihan as Claire.
Yeah.
You're only de-age. Wait a minute. You're only de-aging Helen Mirren from here down. Right?
That's all they care about.
The rest is all stapled in the back of her neck.
I think everything else is probably put together pretty well. So Judd Nelson's character of John Bender, we have Joe Keery from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Right. And Keery had the hair, and Steve Harrington is not quite that character, but it was the closest. I mean, you can't just throw a Casey Affleck in here. Again, I know I'm saying the same name over again, but it's a Boston movie.
Allison Reynolds is Ali Sheedy's character.
Okay.
And so we have Elijah Dushku.
Oh, local talent.
Playing her. Well, okay.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. Oh.
She was my fucking cousin's neighbor, bro. Soft lips.
Oh, exactly. So Brian Johnson was the Anthony Michael Hall character.
Yeah.
So we're gonna replace him with the famous Boston actor Anthony Michael Hall. Like we're just like you're just gonna leave him in there,
right?
But he'll be the only one that's not de-aged.
Yeah,
the only one.
It's him.
He stayed back.
It's him. It's him from the Batman movies when he's the news reporter,
hanging upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just something he's into.
So
he's a specialist.
So the next one we have, so Andrew Clark is played by Emilio Estevez, right? And he's the wrestler, he's the jock, he's the guy. So there's really only one clear answer, and it's John Cena. The problem is we reached out to his people, and Peacemaker 2, season 2 is going to be filming at the same time. So we're going to go with Chris Evans. So we're going to shift.
Chris Evans is the thinking man's John Cena.
That is America's ass.
That's correct.
Yeah.
He's the unroided John Cena.
Did John Cena apologize in Chinese?
And
then really the only
I'm leaving it all in. We're leaving that all in.
Emotional damage.
And then the last character, Richard Vernon,
which we almost didn't recast because he's so good, but we had to Bostonize it. Yeah,
and so we this one here we had a couple different names, and the only reason why we didn't use the one that we have written first is because we're going to throw him in Major League. So we have Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Okay, he'd be.
Can you imagine Bill Burr doing that speech?
That fucking asshole, like
so when he's
face, like
when he's doing the thing with you want another one? but instead, now picture Burr with a Boston accent doing that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Vernon was amazing. I mean, he's the best part of that whole fucking movie.
What's the matter with you kids? Right around the school.
You want a fucking another one? You want two? You want four? I don't give a fuck. You think I give a fuck about you little fucking shits? I gotta go deal with my fucking mother-in-law later on.
I was in the fucking Mandalorian, kid. Fuck you.
I don't
So
even
that's
know
our.
what it is.
So this one we really did nothing. So like Clerks, we changed some of the side characters and the locations. This one we didn't do shit.
We just recast it.
We're leaving the movie, recasting in Boston. It'll be whatever, Medford or Dorchester High. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
but
you're in detention in a school in Watertown, and then
that's the thing though. They don't
right?
They don't leave the school in the movie. So like there was no way for us to insert like local ties into that.
You know, you throw in there like, hey, hurry up with the fucking water bottle, kid. Like it's my turn. Like I want, like you could put different things in there to
just don't act like a Barney,
But
whatever that is.
Pat, have you ever heard anybody in Massachusetts call somebody a Barney?
Never.
Until
Mike's from Mass. You ever heard anyone referred to as a Barney? So Tom, you're from Somerville.
No.
Pat, where are you from?
Belmont.
Mansfield and Billerica. We got a lot of Mass circled here.
Right.
Not one of us has ever heard of someone referred to as a Barney.
No.
But in Goodwill Hunting, they say it
a lot.
like it's a regular Massachusetts thing.
Yep. Yeah.
As if it's the most common insult.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, we use faggot. Come on.
That one I've heard. That one I've heard.
From the time you're in short pants.
Fucking firefighters are fucking homos. Go save a fucking kitten from a tree. First time getting pussy in the history of fire or pussy.
Mayor Sullivan's office.
All right, Tommy boy, you're up.
All right, so who's playing Rocky? Gotta be.
I know it's hard not to pick Wahlberg. I know.
Gotta be.
Alan.
Right?
All right, so it's Mark Wahlberg. So who is his Mickey? I'm going John Fiore. For Mickey. Not necessarily an older Italian gentleman, but definitely a guy that could just talk shit like.
We're reversing roles here. Even though we find out in Rocky 3 that Mickey is Jewish and not Irish.
Abramowitz really should have told us.
What?
Abramowitz is the last name. You should have told us. All right. Hey, I can still hear you, but I got to piss. Keep going.
Oh, okay, cool. Hopefully we can hear you. Turn your mic off this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this from the scene from the Jinx?
He left the door open too, by the way.
Can't believe I killed all those people.
Rob's going home. Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right, so Mark Wahlberg is playing Rocky. We have John Fiore as Mickey, who's playing the Talia Shire part of Adrian.
Yo, Adrian.
It's got to be
some.
Adrian.
Olive oil is not available.
Steven Tyler.
I think that's fucking perfect because then Steven Tyler can write an original song for the new Rocky movie.
Never gonna fall asleep because I miss you, baby. Oh, sorry. We still doing this?
Yeah. So it's Mark Wahlberg as Rocky, John Fiore as Mickey, and Steven Tyler as Adrian. Who's Paulie?
Lenny Clark.
Lenny Clark. Has to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lenny Clark shows up to the.
Oh, who's Apollo Creed?
Apollo. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal.
Damon. Affleck.
Patrice. No, Matt Damon in blackface.
That's Jimmy Fallon.
Exactly.
Don't pretend like you didn't do it, Fallon.
Right.
And the good news is you got Boston Dynamics there cranking out robots, so they can make the new robot.
Yes, Paulie's new robot.
Paulie's robot. Thank you, Paulie.
But you could update it though, for the purposes of like marketing and such. You could have a robot that like shadow boxes and shit and like spars with Wahlberg.
It just holds up. Yeah, holds up the sparring.
Yeah,
you can make like
voiced
a
by
real
Donnie.
steel, like real steel with Hugh Jackman, and then throughout the whole training,
Did anybody ever see
situation-
that movie?
Yeah, throughout the whole training situation, the robot
They're playing
that
New
he spar-
Kids on the Block.
The robot that he spars with has an affair with Adrian, right?
Right.
In turns
AKA
out that
Steven
the
Tyler.
ring inside the ring is not the real fight. The real fight is at home, right? Moral of the story,
Because Paulie was allowed to do the taxes.
right? What's this? Jesus Christ.
Fucking Lenny.
All right, so what's the ending? Does Apollo still win the fight, or is this because now we're combining multiple Rockies? How's this end?
Yeah, no. Apollo wins the fight, and
How dare you, sir? It's a saga.
And then Steven Tyler tells him that the kid's not his because this is a Massachusetts movie. We got to make it realistic.
But the kid turns out to be half android. He has android legs, and everything
It's
else
all right.
from the waist up is human. Yeah,
And it looks just like Liv Tyler.
This is Luke Chapdelaine we're talking about. This is Luke Chapdelaine.
It's like Darth Maul coming back with android legs.
Yep.
That's a throwback to the last episode, folks. I hope you listened. Sorry.
It's like called the callback.
Yeah, thanks, Si.
So Mark Wahlberg, John Fiore, Lenny Clark, Steven Tyler, and robot babies, half human robot babies. Perfect.
All right, I love it. All right, so our last one is Major League.
I can't wait.
And this one we had some fun with. So, again, not going to recast a lot of the main cast. Rick Wilding Vaughn is still going to be played by Charlie Sheen. We're leaving Jake Taylor alone, Roger Dorn alone. We did talk about maybe some tweaks.
Charlie Sheen with the AIDS?
Yes.
Okay.
With the tiger.
That's Steven Tyler, right?
Yeah.
It's not full blown, Thomas.
Right.
Yeah.
It just
Exactly.
all I'm saying is in that
Exactly.
whole scene where he's going through, what he can put on the ball. Now he's got something else extra that he can put on.
Vagisil, chemo cream.
You put AIDS on the ball.
So
Tiger
So
blood.
when we first started talking about this, so we thought it would be pretty cool to be able to like recast each of the players as a former Red Sox player. When I graduated from college, we would go down. Baltimore was usually our opening day, right, for the Red Sox. And so we'd fly down there, a group of us from high school. We'd go down there, we'd watch. Pedro would always start the season. And I can remember I had my major league moment was I'm in Camden Yards. We're getting ready to go. And Shane Hillenbrand was a starting third baseman. And I'm like, who the fuck is Shane Hillenbrand? Like, what are we doing here? And so we looked at it, but unfortunately in the movie, they don't cast everybody, right? Like, so we don't know who the first baseman is. We don't know who the, whatever. So we shifted on the fly, and this is what we got.
So all the main characters are going to stay the same. Charlie Donovan is still going to be the head coach. We're not changing anything about Lou Brown. I'm sorry, not Charlie Donovan. Lou Brown's staying the same. Charlie Donovan is being recast. Lenny Clark is now the bench coach. So Lenny Clark is the assistant coach on the bench.
The patron saint.
So the scenes where it cuts to the city people talking about the team is where we're making the biggest changes here.
Okay.
So Adam Sandler plays a toll booth worker in Worcester who talks to all the people that come to his fucking toll booth.
Movie number 5, the first Sandler reference. I can't believe it took that long.
Yeah. So Sandler is toll booth Willie, essentially, talking socks with people that go through. Damon and Affleck are cops driving around in their squad car, looking at the roster in the
Blowing
fucking
each other.
Globe, going, the Globe or the Herald, going, who are these fucking guys? So the owner we're going to recast as Allison Janney, who is from Boston.
Okay.
No, strike that.
So
She was our first choice.
Okay.
Then we realized Julianne Moore was from Boston, and we said Allison Janney can go fuck herself. Julianne Moore is now the Rachel character.
Is that true?
So, yeah, Julianne Moore. I didn't know that either.
She was so good.
So
in 30 Rock.
Julianne Moore is now our owner. Now, we've got some leeway here.
Oh, I like
because
that.
So we've got some leeway. The first baseman, second baseman, shortstop, and left fielder were never a known character in the movie.
Okay.
And we only knew of Eddie Harris and Rick Vaughn for pitchers. So we're going to keep the whole cast the same the way it was. We need to have one of those first, second, whatever. And now we're ad-libbing because not all of this was planned.
Okay.
So I do think we need it could be.
So I think from the premise, from the plot, right? So the whole goal was
I forgot about this.
She wanted to get rid of the team, right? She wanted to move the team. So we took the little playbook out of Bob Kraft's fucking playbook and said they want to move the team from Boston to Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
So instead of Florida, Rachel wanted to move the team to Florida.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at Connecticut. And this is all pre, 2004, of course. So this is, Curse of the Bambino. We'll have references to that in the movie, all that stuff. So she wants to move the team to Connecticut. And
I heard Bridgeport's nice this time of year.
Yeah. So some of the subtle differences, like the whole thing with Serrano and Ed Harris in the locker room with, drinking Joe Boo's rum and all that. We have 4 positions that we can play with where we can insert Boston people now to be like exactly. Yes. But to be in it like, fuck that, drink some Jack Daniels, like Spike whatever. Owen. Exactly. Patrice O'Neill. I just thought that was what we were doing here. Sorry.
Steve Lyons, pantsless the whole
But I love the idea of Lenny Clark being the bench coach.
Of course.
To Lou Brown. So they'll be sitting there talking like, I don't know, Charlie. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this bullpen. We don't have anyone that can throw for more than 3 goddamn innings if the starter doesn't go long. Jesus Christ, Lou, I don't know what you want me to do. We ain't got no free agents. We ain't got no fucking good free agents, I tell you. We can't get no pitching.
Lenny.
Right. We got to make a trade. Let me talk to the other. So I love the idea of Charlie being involved in everything with Lou, talking about the team and the team building. And Rick Vaughn, the scene where he says, "Where the hell did you pitch last year?" Instead of California Penal League, he says MCI Walpole.
Perfect. Oh, of course, yeah, definitely.
So he was a convict in Mass. That's the other tie. I love the Damon and Affleck had to be included somewhere in the 3 movies. Say whatever you want about them. They're the most well known.
Right.
We can make Krasinski the left fielder or something.
So we
forgot all about him. Jesus.
We had him and we were trying to find the right spot for him.
Yeah.
And it's like he goes from The Office to Jack Ryan.
He should be the guy that bombs the marathon.
You fucking
wrong colored skin.
During Major League, the fucking
he's the real bomber.
He's the pressure cooker salesman.
Oh my goodness.
So like in Major League we have Jake Taylor as the catcher, right? We know Taylor Serrano's in right. We got
Willie Mays Hayes
in center.
Roger Dorn
in third. So we have a couple of spots open. And so for first base, we were thinking just move on. Like
Patrice O'Neill.
Patrice O'Neill
as move
on.
Holy shit.
And again, we wrapped the Foxy lady in there and Brock.
BJ Novak could be the second baseman, skinny guy, can run but hits for contact, doesn't hit for power.
But I think you don't have to put the, like, I was thinking, like, you find just these players who are on the team and you're like, why the, like, Pokey Reese, how the fuck is this guy a fucking Major League Baseball?
Todd Bellhorn,
John
Valentin at short,
but
Tim Naring at third.
You would just find these, like, you purposely find the people like Shea Hilbrand. He played some.
Troy O'Leary can play in the left. Nice Irishman.
That's right. Him and Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, thanks for nothing, Danny. That's all I need.
Same with Patrice O'Neill.
We get Jermaine O'Neal. We'll get the whole O'Neal family.
Shaquille. Lay by the bay. What do you say?
I just may.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
He's never getting that Coke.
All right. So that's our third. So now you're up with your Die Hard, which was my favorite. As soon as we came up with this idea, I said, I can't wait to make him do Die Hard in Boston.
All right, Pat, you ready?
Yeah.
You got your stuff ready?
Are we doing Die Hard now?
Yeah. Where is the actual building that this is going to be in? Like the terrorist event. I'm thinking...
We said it has to be the Prudential, right?
The Prudential, right. So people are at Taste of Italy. A bunch of disgruntled Italians.
No, they're not.
A bunch of people walking out of Chang's.
They're all the Moroccan chefs that work in the food court in the Prudential building. They decide to take the place over.
There's nothing special about a bunch of Mexicans cooking Italian rock. Sorry, wrong movie.
Yeah. So they won't let them unionize, so they decide to take the Prudential building over by force.
They called ICE.
Yeah. So John McClane, of course, is Mark Wahlberg. Has to be.
Alan.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I mean, it can't be seen yet.
no. So he went down to Boylston Street and he stopped into City Sports to buy himself a fucking new T-shirt.
No, another pair of Nikes.
Right.
A fresh pair of Nikes.
And they decided to.
Are those the new Nikes? I like those. Are those on sale?
Look at my Nikes, huh? Look at my swoosh. You like this? Huh? It's like a check mark, dude. It's like people said.
Can Jimmy Fallon at least be the cashier?
Of course. Yeah, we'll work Jimmy Fallon in there. He'll work for free. Anyway. All right.
Him and Amy Poehler are the two cashiers at CVS where he buys the fucking shirt.
Right. So they tell him he's got to go to the Nike store that's in the Peru. And then when he goes in there, that's when all the Moroccans start shooting the place up. And they start taking the place over. And of course, he gets trapped inside and he's their only way out. Right? Who is going to play the Al Powell part? It has to be Patrice O'Neal.
In the limo?
But as a ghost. He has to be he's ghost cop Patrice O'Neal.
You know, right? There are other black people from Boston.
I haven't met any.
Not funny black people.
No funny! Unlucky.
Which makes
Elephant in the Room, great album. Check it out.
The first time you see him, he's just in a convenience store buying Twinkies and Ding Dongs and all sorts of shit. Right?
Who's your Hans Gruber?
Hans Gruber.
Hans Booby, I'm your white knight.
God, I wish Will Ferrell was from Boston.
Will Ferrell's a shit German would be fantastic.
Right.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing like Martin Short do this. Martin Short playing an extreme over the top Hans Gruber, like a crazy.
What about a younger James Spader or Chiklis?
James Chiklis that would be good. Chiklis would be all right.
Edward Norton. Edward Norton. Edward Norton's from Boston.
Huh.
I think most of these people are just born in Massachusetts.
Just born. Yeah. And then they left. They did like we did.
They were birthed at Lowell General. Chiklis is from Boston, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Chiklis was actually raised here.
Who else? Fuck. Oh, who's going to be his wife? We need a fucking loudmouth wife.
Elizabeth Banks.
That'd be pretty big. She's a loudmouth.
The same great tits. Holly.
Jenny McCarthy.
She'd be good in that too, but they wouldn't talk to each other.
Gina Davis.
Actually, Gina Davis would be good as
Hans Gruber?
John's wife,
the blonde terrorist, chasing him around the building.
Oh my god!
Right, big 6 foot something blonde chasing him around the Prudential.
All right, I got an idea for the limo driver. We veer off here. We don't get someone from Boston. We actually get Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, sports cameo.
Uncut gems.
Local sports cameo.
It's a common thing nowadays.
Yep.
LeBron James is in movies.
It's all the rage.
And Shaquille O'Neal would be the guy that breaks into the safe, right? I don't know what you're talking about. I can't get in the safe. The fucking
you get all the terrorists to be NBA players, like former Celtics.
When they come to power,
well, they were all white.
The electromagnet came down like a goddamn hammer.
Larry Bird's Hans Gruber.
You didn't bring me along for my sparkling personality. I told you.
Jesus Christ.
So, Tom, the only edit I would have to your casting.
Yeah. Right? Oh, there are notes. Yep.
Just some production notes. That the female terrorist.
Yeah.
Should be played by Kim Wyman.
Oh. Hands down.
That goddamn bitch.
Everybody hates her in real life. She's so hateable.
I mean,
it's just a punch.
Luke. It's raining, so she's not in a good mood.
Luke could have been Hans Gruber too.
He would have been a great Hans Gruber.
Good.
Tom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Quickly send that to them. That scene.
All right.
And see if let's have them do it.
All right.
This guy here is dead.
All right, you do Powell, and we're doing
Casey Affleck.
Powell.
Here's Casey Affleck. He's Casey Affleck. Who am I being?
Voice.
Jimmy Fallon. Who am I being? You pick. Lenny Clark.
Oh, I'd love to hear it in Lenny Clark.
Bill Burr.
Huh?
Wait, you're doing Powell as Casey Affleck?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I can't do Casey Affleck, but we'll see what happens.
He's gonna fall asleep. Who am I doing? He's gonna go out for beer and let the house burn down. Perfect, spot on impression. Here we go.
All right, so I'm gonna do John as Lenny Clark.
Okay.
All right, so you're Powell. I'm John. When it gets to the would you call in sick on Marathon Monday, we just flip lines there.
Wait, is Lenny Clark in a wife beater?
Yeah,
I don't have one, but
here we go.
She shouldn't have run her mouth.
Action.
All right, so you're Powell as Casey.
Powell, Al Powell.
Right. Hey, Pow!
You saying Powell?
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, John McClane, you still there with us, bro?
Yeah, but all things being equal, I'd rather be sitting at Fenway having a dog and a beer, Check it up the more bad guys.
Well, the boys down here would be glad to hear that. I got a fucking pool going on, you kid.
What kind of odds am I getting, bro?
Well, you don't want to know.
All right, put me down for 20. You know I'm good for it. Hey, bro, you got flat feet?
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Something that to get you off the street.
What's the matter? You don't think a desk job's a noble effort to a cop?
No!
I had an accident.
I'd like to see one.
What'd you do? Calling sick on Marathon Monday?
Yeah, I blunted a Vietnamese guy with a stick. He was like 65 years old. I was in the boy bed. I didn't like his face. I was fucking bored. It seemed like a good idea. Hey, when you're a rookie, you teach everything about being a cop, except how to live without a mistake. Anyway, I did bring myself to ring a Vietnamese guy, so I didn't ever hit anybody with a stick again.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, hey, bro. What can you do? I feel like shit anyway.
Well, this won't fucking matter, but the BPD's not calling the shots from here anymore.
Tom Brady!
You fucking know it, kid.
Hey, go Sox.
Go fucking Sox.
Good job.
I got a little mixed up there with the lines. We're supposed to get crossed. I forgot to uncross them, but what are you going to do?
Just like Lenny, got mixed up with the lines.
This is why you guys are the talent.
What did he say?
That's why you guys are the talent.
Yeah. Listen, I'm the brains of the organization. He's the looks. Tom's the money. You're the tough guy. You're the muscle.
You look like Seamus.
He does look like Seamus. Well, anyways, Merry Christmas to all the Irish people out there on, March 17th.
Yes,
that's right.
Sloicha, Aaron Gobrat.
And happy birthday to your wife.
And happy birthday to Kerry. I love you.
I love her too.
I don't know Kerry, but happy birthday.
You'd love her.
We're not homosexuals, but we're willing to learn.
Believe me, bro. Believe me.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Happy St. Paddy's Day. And as the Italians say, go fuck your mother. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming into the True Critical podcast.
Do you know why Italians usually grow mustaches?
Why?
To look like their mothers.
It's true.
It's true. I had an Italian grandmother.
She was a handsome woman.
Hit a little closer to the home than I was hoping for, but hey, listen.
nice and scratching.
Look just like her, minus the fucking sauce.
Yeah.
All right. See you, Raleigh fingers.
You should do your out in the Irish brogue.
My what?
You should call it out in your Irish brogue.
I just pictured Rob punching him in the face.
Come on.
Oh, I can do a little bit of an Irish accent, but I wouldn't say that it's great. But thanks for listening to the True Critical podcast. We've had a great time taking a piss out of you. And we'll see you next time on episode 47, the Tim Wakefield episode of the podcast. Was he 49 or 47?
He was 47.
He was 47. That's what I thought.
Fucking county court.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares? He threw a knuckleball. No one could hit the fucking thing. It danced around the fucking plate.
Out on the pitch, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I tell you get him up in fucking Toronto, sometimes in the dome. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. But that fucking ball was dancing
everywhere. It just kept fucking moving.
Oh,
fucking river dance up.
Oh, fuck. Like Michael Flatley.
Oh, fuck. Love him.
All day. Rest in peace.
Hey. Go fuck yourself.
True Critical podcast. Go fuck yourself.
We sincerely hope you enjoyed the program. Please check us out where all podcasts are sold and check out our YouTube channel as well. Thank you for listening and thank you for your support. If you don't like the show, go fuck yourself.
Ra-da-da-da-doo.